We are discussing about motion in a plane. In last class we have already discussed about the what displacement vector or position vector, and how we can write the velocity in terms of the unit vectors, and how we can write the acceleration in terms of unit vectors. So all these things we have written with the components and unit vectors. And let me go through that one. We'll see one or two examples, then we can go to the next concept. Okay. So what are the displacement vector? So displacement vector we used to write r equals to x I cap plus y j cap. Okay, x I cap plus y j cap. So what about the, suppose if there are two displacement vector, if I take r1 and this is what x1 y1. So if I take r2 like r dash, okay, so it will become x2 I cap plus y2 j cap. Okay, so these are the position vectors. It is not displacement, position vector. So if you want to write the displacement vector, so that is what the delta r, so that is going to be r2 minus r1. So that is what x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap. Okay, so it is nothing but delta r equals to delta x I cap plus delta y j cap. Okay, so this is what the displacement vector. What about the velocity? Average velocity we used to write delta r by delta t. So that is what we have written it like you can say delta x by delta t I cap plus delta y by delta t j cap, or you can say it is nothing but to average velocity along the x-axis I cap plus average velocity along y-axis of j cap. Okay, this is what the average velocity. So similarly, if I go with the instantaneous velocity is nothing but dr by dt. So this you can write it as dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap. Okay, so or you can write it as vx I cap plus vy j cap. Okay, so vx and vy are the what? They are the instantaneous x and y components of instantaneous velocity v. Okay, so similarly you can write for acceleration also. So I am not going to write average acceleration, or I will write also. So this is what delta v by delta t I cap plus delta vx vy by delta t j cap. Or if you want to write instantaneous velocity a, so and instantaneous velocity a is what, that is what you can write dv by dvx by dt I cap plus dvy by dt j cap. Okay, or simply you can write ax I cap plus ay j cap. Okay, so all these things were discussed in our last discussion. So let us say suppose let 1, 1 and say 1, 1 and 2, 3 are the position coordinates. Position coordinates at a time t1 and t2. Okay, so let 1 and 1, 1 and 2, 3 are the position coordinates at a time t1 and t2. So find position vectors at t1 and t2. Also displacement vector. Also find displacement vector. Okay, so how we can find the position vectors and displacement vector when they are given the position coordinates? These two are what? Position coordinates. Position coordinates means they are given x1 y1, x2 y2. I hope now you can easily write the position coordinates. Okay, it is just like suppose you are having the coordinates x comma y over here. They are given 2 points. This is what they are saying 1 comma 1, and another they are saying it is 2 comma 3. Okay, so it is like this, p1 and p2. What are these two? These two are nothing but x1 y1 and x2 y2. x2 y2. This is what they have given. Okay, so what they are asking? They are asking you to find what they are saying to find quotient vectors at t1 and t2. This is at t1. This is at t2. This is what quotient vector at t1, and this is what quotient vector at t2. Okay, so how we can find t1 and t2? So quotient vector, you can take this as r1 and this you can take it as r2. Okay, so what is r1? R1 is nothing but x1 I cap plus x2 y1 x1 I cap plus y1 z cap. Okay, so r1 is equals to, what is x1 and y1? x1 and y1 are 1 and 1. Okay, so you can take x1 y1 is nothing but 1 comma 1. So x1 is what? 1 I cap plus 1 j cap. Okay, so r1 is equals to I cap plus j cap. I cap plus j cap. Okay, so similarly, what about the r2? x2 y2 is x2 y2 is equals to, so this is about 2 comma 3. Okay, so r2 equals to, so what you can write? You can write x2 I cap plus y2 j cap. Okay, so r2 equals to, what is x2? 2 I cap plus 3 j cap. Okay, so these are the what position vectors at t1, and this is what position vector at t2, r1 and r2. So these two. Then how we can, they are asking also find displacement vector. So how we can find the displacement vector? So displacement vector, okay, so displacement vector in the sense, how we can write the displacement vector? Delta r x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap. Okay, so delta r equals to r2 minus r1. So what is r2? R2 you got it as 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus, what is r1? R1 is I cap plus j cap. I cap plus j cap. Okay, so 2 minus 1 is 1. So 2 minus 1 I cap plus 3 minus 1 j cap. Okay, so you will get it as I cap plus 2 j cap. Okay, so this is what going to be your displacement vector. Okay, so when they give the coordinates, position coordinates, we can get the position vectors and displacement vectors as follows. So if they give the t1, if they specify time t1 and t2, say 1 second or 2 seconds, then we can get average velocity also. So let me take another interesting example. The coordinates of a point. The coordinates of a particle r, x equals to say 4t minus 1, x equals to 4t minus 1, and y equals to say it is some 4t square. Okay, so however you can take. Find what they are asking. They are asking average. Find average velocity between t equals to 1 to t equals to 2 seconds. Okay, and also find velocity at t equals to 2 seconds. Okay, So read the question properly. They have given x and y. They are asking you to find average velocity between t equals to 1 to t equals to 2 seconds. So there is an interval, so that is why we can call it as average. But in next question, also find velocity at t equals to 2 seconds. T equals to some given instant of time. This is going to be what? Instantaneous velocity. Okay. That means they are asking two here. One is average velocity and other is instantaneous velocity. Before that, first you have to find what are the x and y to find the average velocity. Okay. So x they have given it as 4t minus 1. Y they have given it as 4t square. Okay. So let me find what is the x and y when t equals to 1 second. Okay. So at t equals to 1 second, x equals to, what you have to do, you have to just substitute t equals to 1. 4 into 1 minus 1, so 4 minus 1 it will become 3. So at t equals to, what about y then? At t equals to 1 second, what about y? Y is 4 into 1 is square, so this will become what? 4. Okay. So at t equals to 2, as t equals to 2 seconds, so what is x? X is 4 into 2 minus 1. So 4 into 2, 8 minus 1 will be 7. So similarly y is what? 4t square. 4 into 2 the square. So this will become what? 2 the square will be 4. 4 will become 16. Okay. So these are the what x and y coordinates. You can call this as x1 y1 and x2 y2 like that. Okay. So first find the position vector at t equals to 1 second and at t equals to 2 seconds. Okay. So position vector at t equals to 1 second. Position vector at t equals to 1 second. So how we can what are the x1 y1? X1 y1 are 3 and 4. Okay, so x1 comma y1 is 3 comma 4. Okay, 3 4. So now r1 is equals to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap. So this is nothing but 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. Okay, 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. Now what about the position vector? Position vector at t equals to 2 seconds is r2 equals to what are the x2 y2? x2 comma y2 equals to x2 y2 are nothing but even 7 and 16. Okay, so 7 and 16. So r2 equals to x2 I cap plus y2 j cap. So what is the x2? x2 is 7. So 7 I cap plus 16 j cap. Okay. So this is what your position coordinate at t equals to 2. Then now we can find average velocity. Average velocity is nothing but v bar equals to delta r divided by delta t. Okay. So what is delta? Delta r is nothing but r2 minus r1 divided by t2 minus t1. Okay. So what is r2 minus r1? R2 minus r1 you can find separately or you can write here also. Okay. So what is r2 minus r1? 7 I cap plus 16 j cap minus 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. Okay. So you can find delta separately also. That is not an issue. What is t2 minus t1? t2 is 2 and t1 is 1. Okay. T equals to 1 second and 2 seconds. So 7 minus 3. 7 I cap minus 3 I cap will become what? 4 I cap. 16 j cap minus 4 j cap. Okay. So this will become plus 12 j cap divided by 2 minus 1 is what? 1. Okay. So average velocity is equals to, this will become 4 I cap plus 12 j cap. So 4 I cap plus 12 j cap is going to be what? Your average velocity. Now if they are asking for instantaneous velocity, So if they are asking for instantaneous velocity, instantaneous velocity means what? Instantaneous velocity means velocity at t equals to 2 seconds. So v at t equals to 2 seconds. So how we can find the v at t equals to 2 seconds? We already know instantaneous velocity. We can give it as vx I cap plus vy j cap. Vx I cap plus vy j cap. How we can write vx? So we can write as dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap. Okay, so this is for what? This is for instantaneous velocity. Okay, now we have to find dx by dt at t equals to 2 seconds separately. At t equals to 2 seconds separately. So what is dx by dt? X equals to, what is x? 4t minus 1. 4t minus 1. So dx by dt is 4, right, as it is. Differentiation of t is 1. Okay, so x raised to n equals to n into x raised to n minus 1. X raised to 1 or t raised to 1 means what? 1 into t raised to 1 minus 1 will become what? 1, because t raised to 0 is what? It is 1. So this will become 4. Differentiation of constant is what? Differentiation of constant is 0. Okay, so the dx by dt is what? 4. Now y is 4t square. Y is nothing but what? Y is nothing but 4t square. This one. So differentiate dy by dt equals to 4, right, as it is. Differentiation of t square, 2 into t raised to 2 minus 1. So this will become what? 2t. So this will become 2t. So total this will become what? 8t. Then you may ask me, then what about this t? This t is nothing but the velocity at which at what time they are asking. They are asking at t equals to 2 seconds. So substitute here t equals to 2 seconds. So 8 into 2 will become what? 16. Okay, this is what at t equals to 2 seconds. Then you may ask me, why not you substitute here? Here t is not there only. In the final answer we didn't get t, so leave as it is. Here we are getting t means substitute t equals to 2. So 8 into what we were 8, 2 will become what? 16. Okay, so now you got dx by dt as 4 and dy by dt as 16. So substitute here. V equals to dx by dt is what? 4. So 4 I cap plus dy by dt is what? It is 16 and j cap. Okay, so this is what going to be your instantaneous velocity, and this is what going to be your average velocity. Okay, so in these kind of problems that finding the position vector and velocities or displacement vector help you to solve the numericals. Okay, so let us solve an example on acceleration also. Okay, so the velocity coordinates, the velocity coordinates are given by, velocity coordinates are given by, so what we can write, say 4t minus 2, and you can say 4t squared minus 1. Okay, so the velocity coordinates are given by 4t minus 2 and 4t squared minus 1. Then find average acceleration. Find average acceleration between t equals to 1 second and t equals to 2 seconds. Okay, so you have to find the average acceleration between t equals to 1 second and t equals to 2 seconds. How we can find? First you look at these points. What they are not the position coordinates, they are the velocity coordinates. Their velocity coordinates means they are given vx and vy. Okay, so vx is what? 4 t minus 2. Vy is what? It is 4t square minus 1. Okay. So what you want to find? You want to find average velocity. For that, what you need? Sorry, average acceleration means what you need is you need delta v by delta t. So you need delta v. So delta v is what? v2 minus v1. So v2 is what? v2 is velocity at t equals to 2 seconds. v1 is what? Velocity at t equals to 1 second. Okay. So first let me find v1 and v2. So how we can find v1 and v2? So at t equals to 1, Vx is, so it is Vx 4 into 1 minus 2, so this will become what? 2. Okay. So similarly Vy will be 4 into 1 square minus 1. So 4 minus 1, this will become 3. Okay. So Vx and Vy we got. So how we can write V1? V1 you write it as Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. That is nothing but 2 I cap plus 3 j cap. Okay. So V1 got over. So at t equals to 2, Vx is, substitute t equals to 2 here. So 4 into 2 minus 1. So this, sorry, minus 2 it is. Okay. So this will become 4 2s are 8. So 8 minus 2 will become 6. So Vy is 4t square, means 2 the square minus 1. So 2 the square will be 4. 4 into 4 16. 16 minus 1 will be 15. Okay. So Vy you got it as 15. So you can write V2. V2 equals to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. That is nothing but 6 I cap plus 15 j cap. Okay. 6 I cap plus 15 j cap. Then what is the delta R? Sorry, delta V. Delta V is V2 minus V1. So what is V2? V2 is 6 I cap plus 15 j cap minus what is V1? V1 is 2 I cap plus 3 j cap. 2 I cap plus 3 j cap. Okay. So 6 minus 2 will be 4. So 4 I cap. 15 minus 3 will be what? It will be 12. Okay. So 12 j cap. Okay. So this is what going to be your delta V. What they are asking? They are asking the average acceleration. So average acceleration A equals to delta V by delta T. So delta V is what? Delta T means what? T2 minus T1. Okay. So this is nothing but V2 minus V1. This is nothing but T2 minus T1. So V2 minus V1. Delta V we got 4I cap plus 12 j cap. 4I cap plus 12 j cap. So now what about the T2 minus T1? 2 minus 1. So this will become 4I cap plus 12 j cap. Okay. So this is what the average acceleration. This is what average acceleration. Now tell me, if they ask instantaneous acceleration, what you will do? Very simple. You have to go with A equals to, what is that? dVx by dt I cap plus dVy by dt j cap. dVx by dt I cap dVy by dt j cap. Okay. Now what you have to do? You have Vx and Vy over here. Vx and Vy over here. Suppose if I will give you instantaneous acceleration at t equals to 1 second. Okay. So if this is the quotient, so what you have to do? First you have to find dVx by dt. You have to differentiate this one. If you differentiate this, you will get some 4 or whatever. Then you have to differentiate dy by dt. So you will get some value. Then wherever t is there, you have to substitute t equals to what? T equals to 1. Then directly you can write what you got for dVx by dt and dVy by dt. Okay. So again, this is going to be your work. You have to solve this and you have to send me the answer. Okay, so last time many students have sent, but few students not few, many students left also. So this time again I will wait for your answers. Do it. Definitely you will get. Okay, so if you are getting any confusion or something, you can call me, and you must and should send the what answer. Okay, either you can send through the Telegram or you can send through the WhatsApp. Better is Telegram. You can send it through the Telegram. Okay, so if you are not having number, again get my number from the number which is there below this video. Okay, so that is what you are homework. Try to do that one. What you have to do? You have to find the instantaneous acceleration. Okay, so next we can write equations of motion. Equations of motion in vector form. In vector form. Okay. So very important again, writing equations of motion in vector form. It will help us to study about the projectile. Okay. So we all know the equations of motion are what? V equals to u plus at, or s equals to ut plus half at square, or v square equals to u square plus 2as, like that. Okay. So if you write these things in the vector form, so what will happen? So vector v equals to will become vector u plus vector a into time. So this is nothing but what? This is nothing but displacement. So let me write r equals to vector u into t plus half vector a into t square. Similarly, v square equals to u square plus 2 vector a into vector r. Okay, so like this you can write, but not only this much, you have to write vx and vy components. If you find the velocity, you have to write in the form of vector. Okay, so if I write vector u as, what I will do, vector u I will write it as ux I cap plus uy j cap. Similarly, a I will write it as ax I cap plus ay j cap, and v I will write it as vx I cap plus vy j cap. Okay, so substitute these values over here. So what will happen? So vx I cap plus vy j cap equals to ux I cap plus uy j cap after v equals to u plus at plus what is a ax I cap plus ay j cap into t. Okay, so vx I cap plus vy j cap equals to, make i's on one side, so this will become ux I cap plus, no, instead of writing like that, ux plus ax into t I cap plus uy plus ay into t j cap. Okay, so you got this in terms of I cap and j cap. Okay, where you can equate their respective coordinates. So you can x component will be equals to what, this side of x component. So vx equals to what, ux plus ax into t, vy equals to what, uy plus ay into t. Okay, so like this you can find the resultant of the velocity v. So finally you can write it as, so your final v equals to vx I cap plus vy j cap. Okay, for that you have to find separately vx and vy with the help of the same formula. What is that? U plus at, ux plus axt and uy plus a by t. Okay, so like this you should be able to write the what your equations of motion in terms of vectors also. What is your ultimate aim is? Ultimate aim is to find their x and y components. Okay, so let me write for r also. So that is r equals to what is there, ut plus half at square. Okay, so what you can write for displacement r, so you can write it for x I cap plus y j cap. So x I cap plus y j cap equals to u, so you can write again ux plus ux I cap plus uy j cap into t plus half ax I cap plus ay j cap into t square. Okay, so x I cap plus y j cap. Here you are not writing Vx like for Vx and Vy because it is a displacement vector. Directly you can write in terms of x I cap and y j cap. Okay, or delta x I cap and delta y j cap. So make I is on one side. So this will become ux plus half ax t square. Here one t is also there. Uxt plus half ax t square I cap plus uyt plus half ay t square into j cap. Okay, so x you get it as uxt plus half ax t square and y you will get it as uyt plus half ay t square. Okay, so like this you can write here this v square and u square will become more in terms of magnitude, so that we'll see it later. So like this you have to write the equations, and sometimes they may ask you to find the only x component of the velocity or y component of